What's up, everybody? I am so glad that you guys have joined us tonight. Hopefully, at this moment, I'm not stuck in that position all night long, right? Hopefully, you can see me and we're still going and all is good. All right, so if you can see me, give me a little thumbs up. Make sure I know that you guys are there. I see a bunch of you have already signed in. Make sure you share this. We are going to have a great night. One, I think we're going to have a little bit of fun. And then number two, hopefully you're going to learn something pretty good during this time. I'm excited about the lesson and stuff that we are going to do tonight. All right. So sorry again about last week's freezing. We tried to switch cameras and everything apparently went haywire. But what's cool is we had over 100 kids sign up for camp that day. So continue to pray with us that we can still do camp the end of July. We're working towards that and cannot wait for camp to get started. So, all right. I got 3 different type of game things we're going to do tonight in between some lesson stuff. And so the first one is going to be like Easter kind of questions. So you're going to have to decide whether you doubt that it's true or that it's true. And so you can just shout at your television. You can discuss it with your family if they're around, or you can text it into the text message chat. I am excited looking at the text message chat. I see a lot of thumbs up in the house. All right, so that's pretty cool. All right, so we're going to do this game called Doubt It. And so you decide which Easter fact is doubt it or not. So I'm going to move to the side so the camera can kind of zoom in a little bit and doubt it. So here we go. Here's what you need to decide. Pretzels were once associated with Easter because the twists of the pretzel were thought to resemble arms crossing in prayer. All right? So if you think that is true, right? True. If you think it's doubt it, I want you to put doubt it or shout doubt it and see how many of you can get the most of these correct. All right? And the answer to the first one is true. All right. True. So arms folded, pretzel. I get it, kind of, sort of, in a prayer thing. All right, here we go. Number next. The most popular Easter candy is Peeps. Now listen, Peeps wants it to be the most popular Easter candy. They have come out with a lot of random flavors now that I am not a fan of most of the flavors. All right, so Peeps, do you doubt it or is it true? All right, here we go. Survey says, doubt it. Americans buy more than 700 million Peeps a year, but that is still second to chocolate. All right? So everybody still likes chocolate a little bit more than Peeps. But Peeps is number 2. Way to go. That's impressive for a bunch of just random sugar in the shape of a peep. All right, here we go. Number 3. The White House Easter egg hunt was started by Franklin Delano. There's supposed to be an R there, I think. Franklin Delano Roosevelt in 1940. Is that true or do you doubt it? All right, Sophie over here to my right is saying doubt it. Dom says that's absolutely true. Like Franklin D. Roosevelt is his favorite president of all time. In fact, he just learned today that he actually was a president, but still. All right? All right, here we go. Doubt it. What is it? Is it true? Doubt it? Survey says doubt it. The tradition was actually started by Rutherford B. Hayes. All right, hopefully you guys have all 3 right. And we're going to move on quickly here. Here we go. Number next. Americans consume 16 million jelly beans on Easter. Wow. Speaking of presidents, can anybody tell me which president they think enjoyed Jelly Bellies the most? All right. There's a president who always had Jelly Bellies. I'll tell you that here a little bit later. But if you put that in, let's see if some of you can get it. All right. Here we go. Doubt it or true. Survey says true, 16 million. Somebody counted exactly how many jelly beans went in. Like, that's pretty impressive. All right, here we go. Number next. Easter is the biggest candy-consuming holiday. Listen, I'm just going to be honest. Everybody knows the answer to this one. Halloween has got to be the biggest the biggest candy-producing holiday has got to be Halloween. But if it's Easter, I will prove myself wrong, and I'll have Dominic come punch me in the face. All right, here we go. Survey says, whew, that was good. All right, Easter is second to Halloween in candy consumption. All right, so did anybody get Ronald Reagan? Ronald Reagan is the Jelly Belly guy. All right, he's the Jelly Belly president. All right, here we go. Number next. Most people eat the ears of the chocolate bunnies first. That's interesting, or you could save them till the end, the best for last, right? I am so into the saving the best for last. All right, here we go. Survey says, true, it is the ears. How many of you actually eat the ears and then forget to eat the rest, and it's still sitting in the refrigerator from last year, right? It's kind of how that works. Part of it is, I like the chocolate that's the full, thick chocolate, and not just the hollow, but it's so much, so you end up just leaving it in there in the hollow on the ears. All right, here we go. Number next. Christians consider Easter eggs to symbolize joy and celebration, new life and resurrection. Do Christians consider that? I've been a Christian a long time, and I've never thought about that. So I'm not actually sure whether Christians do that or not. It sounds reasonable, right? An egg giving new life. All right, I'm going to go truth on that one. Survey says true. All right. Hopefully you guys have all of them right at this particular point. All right. What do we got? Here we go. Number next. Easter is the oldest Christian holiday. Ooh. It's an interesting one. Is it the oldest Christian holiday? Man, you got to be careful and not count the Jewish holidays before that, right? You got to be careful on that one. But then you also have Christmas, right? But did Christmas start? Did that holiday start the year after? See, I think Easter started the year after. They didn't start year one of Jesus' life celebrating Christmas, right? Now I'm going to go Easter. I'm going to go. Survey says, boom, true. Nailed it right there. All right, here we go. Number next. The Easter Bunny originated in Scotland. Ooh. There's hundreds of countries. I'm going to go doubt it on that one. There's a 1 in 200 and something chance for that many countries. I'm going to go doubt it. Here we go. Survey says, doubt it. The Easter Bunny originated in Germany. That's why the whole pretzel thing. It's making sense. My mind is blown. All right, here we go. I think this is number 10. Last one. Number 10. Can you get all 10 in a row? The original Easter egg hunt involved hunting for ostrich eggs in the desert. Ooh. I'm going to say no because I don't remember Germany having deserts. Anybody else? Right? Raise your hand at your house if you think that Germany has lots of desert. All right, here we go. Survey says, doubt it, Easter eggs hunts began in Germany. All right, so there is a tiebreaker. So for all of you that got all 10 of these right, okay, which is probably most of you because you guys are super smart and super awesome. The first one to answer this one correct wins, or actually everybody who answers this question correct wins. And when you win, I've got this special thing for you to do. All right, here we go. NBA star Kevin Durant was born on Easter Day. There's a 1 in 365 chance that this is true, but why else would they put this on here if it wasn't true? All right, no cheating. I know all of you are on your phones and all that stuff now. No cheating, any of that kind of stuff. I'm going to say I doubt it. All right, here we go. Survey says, doubt it. September 29th, 1988. He makes me feel really old. All right. And so we have got We've done that. So here we go. If you won, now winning means that you got at least one right in this entire thing. All right? You won if you got at least one right. So here's what I want you to do. Your right hand did a really good job, and your left hand did a really good job. So tell them all thank you. There you go. Give each other a thank you high five at the top. And you guys won. I am so impressed. I am so proud of you. You guys are the best. All right. So as we're getting going here, the way I like to do this is I kind of like to intermingle my lesson throughout some different games and stuff because you don't just want to sit here and listen to me for 20 minutes or give a lesson, right? So we're doing a series called The Making of a King, and last week we talked a little bit about Goliath. And Joshua, would you check that? Because my head's like not in the camera on here. There we go. It got moved. There we go. Sorry for those of you watching that. That was kind of awkward. But it's called doing student ministry in your room with your son. On one side, your daughter on one side, your wife hitting buttons. It's cool student ministry. All right, so we're doing a series called The Making of a King. All right? And the way I want to kind of do this little opening illustration is when I started doing ministry, all right, I started as a little intern, and I moved into what they called a junior high associate. So the church I was working at had just 7th and 8th grade in their junior high. And so the youth pastor, his name was David Jenkins, and he was fantastic. He was great. He knew a lot about student ministry. He was a little older than me. In fact, when I was there, he was 46, 47, 40. I mean, he was even older than I am now, and he did a great job. But I got to points in my life when I was doing student ministry where I began to kind of disagree with some things. Like he said, hey, let's do this. And I'd be like, no, let's do it this way, right? And I began to kind of make some changes. And one of the things that he said to me that stuck out to me, he said, listen, I wouldn't want you as an associate or in somebody who works underneath of me if you didn't think you could do it better than me. I don't want somebody who's just going to just say yes and be a yes man to do everything that I want you to do. Like, I need somebody to challenge me, and let's figure out a way to do this better. He said, I'm getting a little older now, and I need somebody younger to kind of help me think through some things. And then a couple of years later, he moved on and into a different position at the church, and I became the student pastor. And underneath of me, I had a couple of interns. And I had a guy named Britton and a guy named Lance, and they were fantastic interns. Britton's a church planner now, and Lance still works with junior high kids at another church and actually teaches them at a school. And so I had 2 interns, and Britton was always the guy who challenged me. He was always the guy who'd say, no, let's not do it that way. Let's do it this way. Lance would always say, no, let's do it the way Greg knows what he's doing. Let's do it the way Greg wanted. And finally, I kind of had to stop them both. And I said, all right, you guys aren't going to believe how I'm going to respond to you, but here's what I'm going to say. Yes, Britton, I know you always challenge me. I know you always think you have a better way. Good. I want you to have a better way. Lance, I need you to think of better ways. Don't think I have it all together. There are some moments where I'm going to have it all together. There's some moments that I'm not, all right? So in your life, listen, this whole idea of making of a king, in your life, there's going to be moments where you think that you've got a better way, and we're going to talk about how we handle that in terms of our families, in terms of teachers, in terms of everybody else that you have to deal with in authority, all right? All right, so that's kind of the beginning of that. So we had one game, and now we're going to do a second game. All right, this is the Easter egg toss. All right, Easter egg throwdown kind of a thing. So here's what I need you to do. If you got your socks, or if you didn't get socks, I need you to grab a bunch of socks. So in here, I grabbed a bunch of socks in a laundry basket. All right, these are all kinds of socks inside this laundry basket. What I want you to do is, and I need you to unfold them, right? So that way they're not, see, look, this one was cheating. This one's kind of folded together. I need you to undo all of your socks like this. And I need you to just kind of push them all around, get them all different, all right? And then I need you to get them in your laundry basket, and I need you to put them down over there, all right? And then I need you to take your laundry basket and I need you to put it way over here. All right? I need you to put it way over there, at least like 8 or 10 feet away. All right? I need you to put it really, 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 really far away. So what you're then going to do is we're going to do a minute countdown. All right? You guys want to hop in too? All right? We don't have enough socks. All right, so yeah, there's mine. Don't be touching my socks. Get your socks in your own spot. All right. So here's what you're gonna do. Your goal is to beat me. We're gonna get a minute countdown up here on the screen. All right. We're gonna get a minute countdown up on the screen, and you're gonna beat me. So what you're gonna do is this. You're gonna have to run over. You're gonna have to try to match a pair of socks. I get the socks to match them. You put them up and you make them look like an Easter egg, and you take them and toss them into the basket. All right? And so you have 1 minute to toss them into the basket. If you beat me, then you are going to win an incredible prize. All right? You are going to win an incredible prize if you beat me. So all of mine are down there. That one's kind of cheating because they're right there. So we got the 1 minute on the countdown. All right, we got Dom on my left and Sophie on my right. Hopefully they do not get in my way. I throw elbows in the middle of this. And FYI, the camera makes it look like we're close together, but I promise you we're at least 6 inches apart. All right? So here we go. On your marks, get set, go. You got to make sure you roll them. Roll them. Ah, yes! No, boom, boom.
No!
Come on, miss and get it in mine. 2.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, I got my like bounce socks kinds of thing. 3. Oh yeah, my cool blue ones. Oh no! What a waste of time. Let's go.
Wait, what if we run out of socks?
Well, that's impressive. Let's go. Oh, come on, get in there. Oh, you are the worst shot in the history of mankind. Yes! Yes! Oh, look, my 4th of July socks. Let's go. My 4th of July socks.
I only have 1 more pair of socks left.
Oh, my Star Wars socks. Uh-oh, 10 seconds!
I'm all out of socks. What do I do?
Well, use one of mine. Grab them. Come on. Who's winning?
No, you.
Oh, and time is up. All right. Here we go. Let's see. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Don't make that much. You missed all of them.
8 pair. How many
Dom
did you get?
cheated. He put all those back in.
No. How many did you actually get, Dom?
You keep doing
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
5, 6, 7.
You got 7.
No,
7. I got 8.
We're not
Boom! Victory! If you know anything about me and sports, and especially random basketball shooting games, like if you watched the pre-service this past weekend, you would know that I rocked it out and beat Andy all 3 times in our little pre-service basketball. So you can't handle this stuff. All right. So here's what I want you to do. If you beat 8, all right? If you beat 8, here is your awesome prize. On me, all right? On me, on the middle school ministry, I want you to go to your pantry. And I want you to get the biggest, best, most awesome snack that you can possibly imagine that's in there. I don't care if it was supposed to be your brother or sister's. I don't care if it was your mom or dad's, right? You won this game, and this is so valuable and so important in life. So I want you to go grab the best snack and bring it back to wherever you are, and you can eat it during the rest of this lesson. Sound good? All right. Thumbs up if you beat me. Thumbs down if you got whooped by me, which is probably all of you, because 8 in a minute, that's pretty impressive, all right? Except if you cheated and all you had were like 75 of the same pair of socks and all you did was just this. No. They had to be separate socks, all right? So there's that. All right. So I'm going to rock out and hold a little bit of this. Okay. So this idea that I had with kind of Britton and Lance, and they were kind of in one sense, Britton was questioning my authority and those kind of things. And I told him, hey, that's kind of good, because there's moments in life where we got to decide, right? There's kind of two things that you've got to decide. Am I going to lead the way, or am I going to follow along? Right? Am I going to lead the way, or am I going to follow along? Here's the problem. Right now, in middle school, you're in this moment where you're kind of stuck in between. See, when you were a kid, following along was easy, right? Yes, when you're in kindergarten or whatever, they make you hold that little rope, right? And you just kind of walk along and you follow along. Your parents tell you to do this or that, and you just do, and it's not that big of a deal. You just kind of follow along with what your teachers say, with what the police and fire say, with what your parents say. You follow along because it's just kind of what you're supposed to do, right? And you know at some point here, you're going to lead, right? You're going to make all of the decisions. And there are some moments right now where you've got to follow along, and there are some moments where you get some opportunities to lead. But the truth is, you're in middle school for a reason. You are literally stuck in the middle. And how you handle certain questions right now, questions like, what do I do if I disagree with my parents? What do I do if my teacher or principal is just wrong? How do I handle these situations when the person who's in front of me, the person who's in charge of me, they're making decisions that I disagree with? And not just that I just don't like them, let's just be honest and use real words. You hate some of the decisions that are being made, right? How you handle those are going to make or break these next kind of 5, 6, 7, 8 years of your life. But they do determine kind of three things, okay? They determine this. By the time you finish middle school, are you going to have, in terms of authority figures, okay? Parents, teachers, all of those kind of things, right? Are you going to have more friends or foes, okay? Are they going to be more friendly to you, or are they going to be more opposite you, right? Friends or foes. It's kind of real important, right? Are they going to be your friend, or are they going to be your foe, okay? In terms of responsibilities and things like that, right? Are you going to have more freedom, or are you going to have more restrictions, right? With different rules, right? Those rules, are there going to be more freedom or more restrictions? And then just in general, in your life and in your house and at school, again, all of this is in terms of authority figures. Is there going to be more fun in your life or fighting in your life? So I just want you to just imagine, right, or the next, whatever age you are, right, if you're 8th grade all the way down to 5th grade, imagine the next 2 years of your life. Do you want to have more friends, freedom, and fun in terms of authority figures, right? Or do you want to have more foes, restrictions, and fighting? Okay? And we're going to talk about David in the Bible here in just a little bit, who he had to make some really tough decisions, just like you. He was kind of caught in the middle, right? You kind of remember the story a little bit, some of you do, where David was kind of anointed that he was going to be the next king. The problem is, he's not king yet, right? And so there's a crazy story that kind of happens, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But, all right. So here's what we're going to do next. All right, we got this. This game actually is prizes that you're actually physically going to get that we're going to drive to your house with, okay? I understand those first 2 games, I said go to the pantry or give yourself a high five, something like that, right? But this next one actually has prizes that you're going to get. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask a question, and I'm going to look a little awkward because I'm going to look over here and look at the chat stream and that kind of stuff. All right, I'm going to ask a question. The first one on the live chat that's not in my household right now to actually answer the question correctly will get to choose from one of these Easter eggs, inside of these Easter eggs. And you're going to want to pick, once you choose the answer, also choose a color, right? So choose an answer and a color. So purple, blue, orange, green, and lavender for those of you that can spell lavender, all right? Inside of it are or candy and different things like that. And then, but also inside of it is another piece of paper with another special prize that I will pull out and mention. All right, I'm just going to say 4 of them are going to be really good. One of them may not be really good. All right, and we will drive to your house. So this is Q&A on the text chat stream here. And so first question is this. We'll go real simple. We'll go real easy. All right. Let's go with, what is my birthday? No one in my household is allowed to answer this. What is my birthday? So you guys are probably on a little bit of a delay, but I'm going to look to see here. Who can do that? All right. No, you can't just write which one you want. Oh, except people are writing Purple Greg. I like that. All right. So let's see. You have to write the answer of my birthday and the color. All right. The answer of my birthday and the color. Who knows what? Oh. Patrick Carone. No. Coulter. Coulter got it right.
Leah got it first.
Right? Leah Coulter. All right, Leah Coulter.
Yeah.
Leah Coulter picked blue. All right, Leah Coulter picked blue. Here we go. All right, we're going to open it up for you, Leah. Now we will get this to your house. Leah, you already won. You're getting your Amazon gift card here in a little bit, but you already won. So inside of this, there's all kinds of random candy and stuff like that. All right. So you're going to get all kinds of cool candy, and then you also get this right here. But before I tell you what this is, I'm going to give the next question so that you guys can be able to answer the question. All right. So the next question is this. Real simple and real easy. All right. What day is Easter on this year? What day is Easter on this year? All right, so write that down, and you can't write blue with it, so write something else. All right, here we go. Leah Coulter, you also win. Oh, you win the Watermelon Peeps. Congratulations. I hope you like Peeps. So you win the Watermelon Peeps. Congratulations. So by your house tomorrow, I will bring the Watermelon Peeps, and I will bring this blue container. And you know what? Your parents will really like this container. I don't know if you can see it in the thing. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a Star Wars deal, and there's a droid right there. All right? So your parents will like that egg. All right, here we go. So, Alexander Vlahakis. All right, Alexander, you won the second question. What color did Alex pick? Oh, you didn't pick a color? Well, then I'm going to pick a... All right, pick a random color for him since he didn't pick a color. Pick a color. Purple. All right, Alexander Vlahakis gets the purple. All right, let's see what's in here. Ooh, all kinds of cool candy and stuff like that. All right, so before I tell you what your special prize is, I'm going to go ahead and give the next question. The next question is this. Are you ready? All right. Student ministry camp. What if we end up getting a chance to go and we're praying? What is the first day of camp? It's in July. You got 31 days to choose from. What do you think? All right. So pick the first day camp and make sure when you answer, you put color in. Orange, green, or lavender are the only ones left. All right, Alexander. Here we go. Let's see what you got. Oh, you win. Your parents are going to hate me for this. Fun dip. All right? So, you win Fun Dip. And not just one, not just two, not just 10, not just 14, but how many does that say? 16 pouches of Fun Dip, Alexander. Make sure that you share that with Mia as well, all right? So make sure that you share that one with Mia. So, all right, so we got Leah won the Watermelon Peeps, and Alexander won the Fun Dip. So the crazy one has not been done yet.
This one's easy, because Hallie just won that one.
Again?
No, who got Leah?
Oh, Hallie Coulter won this one? All right, what color did Hallie pick?
Green.
Green. All right, green. Oh, your parents will like this one too because the green one has Yoda on it. All right, the green one has Yoda on it. All right, here we go. Lots of green candies. A string necklace. Everybody likes those necklaces, right? Oh, uh-oh. And a Star Wars. You can use that as like a bookmark or whatever, all right? But you also get, here, stick this with the other culture family. But you also get, oh wait, I'm not going to do this yet. I'm gonna ask the question. All right. And you got to make sure you pick a color. So we got orange and lavender left. And right now we still have 2 good prizes. In fact, I think the best prize is still yet to come, sitting over here. All right. So let's go with, here's a great question for you. Who was the first president of the United States? All right. Who was the first president of the United States? Write it in and make sure you put orange or lavender with it. All right, here we go, Leah Coulter. Oh, you get a good one. You get a chocolate bunny. A chocolate, not just a chocolate bunny. Look at the scale size of this chocolate bunny. This thing is bigger than my head. All right, this is a major chocolate bunny. If you eat the ears, but look, the ears are tiny on this one. This is not a big ear. These are tiny ears. So, Hallie, you're just going to have to let us know. Are you going to eat the ears first? Or are you going to eat something different first? All right? So, we got this, it says solid milk chocolate. I wonder if it's not even hollow. It might be solid all the way through.
Yeah, because if it says solid, then it probably...
Hey, it says it's only 160 calories.
For half the thing, right? For half the thing.
Per serving, and there's 12 servings. So I should have had the next question be, what is 12 servings at 160 calories? But that's not going to be your next question. All right, Hallie, congratulations. All right, so who got the George Washington?
Well, it was technically Jayla first, but she doesn't count. So Taylor Piper.
Taylor Pyburn. What color did Taylor want?
Lavender.
Lavender. Taylor Pyburn got the lavender. It's actually see-through on this side, this one. And you can see this one has all kinds of M&Ms and Skittles, all kinds of stuff. All right, and I have the special little piece right here to tell you what it is. But we're going to go with the last question. This is the most important question. All right, the most important question, and probably the easiest one. All right. Last week and this week, we're talking about a king in the Bible. Okay? Talking about a king in the Bible. The king, not the king's name, but actually, yeah, the king's name, but not King David, who's the actual king right now before David becomes king. So who's the king before King David? All right? Who is the king before King David? Make sure, actually, you don't have to put a color this time. Because there's only one color. The question is, does the person actually checking to see who gets it right? Do they actually know the answer? That's the question. All right, here we go. Taylor Piper. Here's what you get. How is this possible? They got all the good ones to start. You got Oreo. You got Easter egg shaped Oreos. All right, so these are Easter egg-shaped Oreos, 5 egg-shaped designs. There may actually be 4 egg-shaped designs by the time you get these, because I may eat some. All right, so way to go, Taylor Pyburn. You win the eggs. And last one, who's going to get the orange? Seth, dude, Seth, you live too far away. Like, I'm not driving all the way out there to your house. You know, Seth? All right, I'm going to put this in your dad's office, and he can come up at some point and grab this. Actually, no, I need to go drive out to your house, I think. All right, here we go. Star Wars. Orange. You get inside of it all the cool orange and white candy. You get necklace. You even get a little Star Wars toy thing. But your extra surprise. Now, I did say at the beginning, if everybody was paying attention, I did say that there were 4 good prizes and 1 not so good prize. So, yours says, you get egged. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to have your parents, or me, if I can, that'd be kind of fun too. We're going to figure out a way to come egg you and videotape it. So just to show you how this is done, since Dominic is here, I might as well egg Dominic. I'm not going to get egged. I'm not going to get egged because I still have to teach the rest of my lesson, right? But it would be fun just to kind of egg Dominic. Now we got the cool eggs. So this isn't the normal traditional white egg, right? So this is the brown egg. Is that a real egg?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no chocolate or anything in it, right? Which would be worse because if I hit you with a chocolate egg, it would hurt. All right. So Seth, this is what you're going to get tomorrow. All right, and guess what's going to happen to me tomorrow? I'm going to get in trouble because I see a little egg on the couch, and my wife is going to kill me. And so there you go. You got egged. Most of it landed right there, but there's a little bit right there on the couch. And so workers' compensation, hopefully, hey, you let Mama handle that. In case she wants to do something about it here in a little bit. So anyway, all right, so you're going to get that. Hey, here, take that right there. Good job. Seth, that's going to happen to you tomorrow, but hopefully that will happen to you outside tomorrow, all right? We will get that and rock out outside tomorrow. So I'm going to sit here and kind of finish a little bit the rest of my story. Joshua, can you turn the camera down a little bit to me? Awesome. So I'm going to finish the rest of the story. If you got your Bibles, you can get your Bibles out. We're going to be in 1 Samuel chapter 24 and just kind of want to finish this passage. So you kind of know a little bit of the story here. You've got King David, but he's not king yet. And so he was told he was going to become king. And he even goes and he kills Goliath. And so everyone's starting to kind of go, oh man, maybe King David it should be the real king, right? And King Saul is still there, and so there becomes a moment, right, where King David still has authority over him, right? Just like you, in fact, still just like me. Like I love our interim pastor, Dr. John Aiken, but Dr. John Aiken's like 3 or 4 years younger than me. Right? And so just imagine right now if somebody 3 or 4 years younger than you gives you instructions and tells you what to do all the time, right? Let alone somebody in actual authority figure over you, right? So like teachers and parents and things like that. So there's a moment here where David actually has a chance to make this change. All right, he has a chance to say, hey, listen, I'm going to be in charge. So in 1 Samuel 24, I'll just start in verse 1. It says, when Saul returned from following the Philistines, he was told, behold, David is in the wilderness of En-Gedi. Then Saul took 3,000 chosen men out of all Israel and went to seek David and his men in front of the Wild Goat Rocks. That's kind of funny. All right, it's called Wild Goat Rocks. But imagine you're David right now, and you're out and about, and see, King Saul knows this David guy's trouble, right? This David guy is going to be the next king. This is not good, right? But he still has authority in one sense over David because he's king, and God had Saul be king. Verse 3, and he came to the sheepfolds by the way, where there was a cave, and Saul went to go relieve himself, and David and his men were sitting in the innermost part of the cave. And the men of David said to him, here is the day of which the Lord said to you, behold, I will give your enemy into your hand, and you shall do to him as it shall seem good to you. Then David arose and stealthily cut off a corner of Saul's robe. Wait, so there's a moment here where David could actually kill Saul. He could say, listen, I can now take responsibility, and I can now be king, and I can kill Saul right here, and I can take the authority back. I can be in charge. But he doesn't do it he goes and he cuts off just a little corner of his robe. And afterwards, David's heart struck him because he had cut off a corner of Saul's robe. He said to his men, "The Lord forbid me that I should do this thing to my Lord." Now, when he says Lord there, he's not talking about God. He's saying to my Lord, meaning my master, right? The king, the person who's in charge of me, right? The Lord's anointed, to put out my hand against him, right? Right? How can I put out my hand against the Lord's anointed? So David persuaded his men with these words and did not permit them to attack Saul. And Saul rose up and left the cave and went on his way. See, there's a moment here where David's got to make a big decision. He's got to decide, listen, am I going to usurp what God has planned? Am I gonna be king too early? Right? So you guys are in middle school right now. 5th grade, you're about to be in middle school, right? And you got some times where you're like, listen, I want to be in charge now. I want to make some decisions. I want to be able to do these things. And I want you to see what happens with David here. Is David does not go and take authority and responsibility before God has anointed him to have it. So right now, your parents are anointed by God over you to have authority. Your teachers and your principal and other authorities are appointed by God over you to have authority over you. Even if they're not very good. Even if sometimes they're wrong. Because we're all imperfect people and we all make mistakes. They're still supposed to be in charge of us. But I want you to see what David did here. David responded to God and not to man, right? He could have responded to Saul. Saul, how dare you? He could have gone and been really mean back to Saul. Some of you, that's how you respond to your teachers or your parents. You become really mean back to them. You begin to roll your eyes at them or say bad things at them or whatever you do. Same thing with teachers, or you just gossip about your teachers behind your teacher's back, or you gossip about your parents. Say, I can't believe my parents did this. They wouldn't let me do that. They made me do this, right? Same thing with teachers. They wouldn't let me do this. They made me do all of these things, right? And you get these authorities over you that you respond to them the way they've responded to you, how you feel like they've responded to you, instead of you responding to God and doing what God would want you to do. And in that moment, if you feel like you can do things better or whatever, your job is to respond to them the way God would have them respond, would have you respond. So let me give you 3 kind of quick, little, easy, practical ways. Okay, number 1. When you're going to have conversations with those in authority of you in which you disagree. Number 1, speak gently. Not harshly, not meanly, not with a know-it-all attitude, not with an eye roll. Speak gently. Now, the more you do this, the more they will accept it. If it's the first time that you go ahead and speak gently after you haven't for a long time, they still may not listen to you immediately. Like, this is an ongoing thing. You've got to earn trust back, right? So speak gently. Number 2, okay, you got to learn how to, in one sense, argue respectively. All right? You need to respect them respectfully, right? You've got to respect them, respect their opinions, but also you need to respect the fact that they have a different understanding than you have, right? They can look at things from years of experience and go, I know that you think this about me right now, but I really do love you, right? I know that you think eating all of that ice cream right now and going to bed without brushing your teeth is really good, but I'm going to tell you, you're going to go to bed anyway, because I've seen in the past kids that go to bed with a big bowl of ice cream getting a tummy ache or whatever, and right, they can look at some things and know some different things. Now listen, sometimes they're wrong, so you can still argue respectfully and say, hey, can I tell you what I think about this, right? Respect. But then the last thing is, eventually you need to follow eventually. So if you've had your say in a very gentle and respectful way, and they still say whatever they're going to say, God's called you to follow anyway. Right? Your responsibility is to follow. If you say, hey, mom and dad, I want to go ride my bike, and in the middle of this quarantine, I'm going to go ride my bike, and I'm going to go to my friend's house, and your parents say, hey, you can go ride your bike, but you can't go into that friend's house. You may be like, what? 3 other people went to their house. Well, your parents may know. Maybe they've been sick over the last couple of days and you didn't know that, right? Or different things like that, right? They may have some different rules that you would have. That's okay. One day in life, you are going to get the chance to be able to make some of those decisions, right? You're going to be able to tell your kids, and most often, you will end up parenting the exact same way your parents parented you, because you end up seeing the error in your own thoughts, okay? You're like, oh, now that I see that, now I didn't know that. So remember, speak gently, argue respectfully, and then follow eventually. That will help you in life tremendously, okay? Hey, guys, I love you. I'm going to pray for you. And then, as always, I want you to kind of put the prayer in the text thing as well, because I think it's really cool. I actually go back every week and I look through the prayers. Hey, this weekend, for Easter weekend, make sure that you participate in Good Friday, all right? Watch the services. Even if your parents aren't, watch the services at 7 o'clock. Make sure you get something ready to go for communion, all right? We went today and bought some actual grape juice so that we can have that. And then I guess we'll use some vanilla wafers or something like that. So you want to do the Good Friday service, and then Easter Saturday or Sunday, however you want to do that. Make sure that you participate, not just in the candy part, but you participate and spiritually understand the death, the burial, and the resurrection of Jesus and what that means for our life. Because if there is no resurrection, okay, there is no first resurrection, there is no second resurrection, all right? There is no resurrection of Jesus from the dead. There is no resurrection from our bodies, all right? There's no resurrection for us into heaven, okay? So you have to believe that, know that, understand that. If you get kind of bored this week, or maybe your teachers get some stuff done, there's some great books, right? The Case for Easter, The Case for Christ, right? The Case for the Resurrection. There's a lot of these kind of things that you can look at and read. Just kind of get yourself to go, oh yeah, okay, I get it, all right? As we pray, again, lots of things you can pray for. If you have any prayer requests, you can put those in there as well, okay? And I'll go back and pray for you. But you can pray for, again, pray for our church, pray for the coronavirus, that it goes away, pray for the doctors and the nurses, pray for our politicians, all those kind of things, okay? All right, I'm going to lead us in prayer, and then we'll be dismissed here. God, we love you. God, again, we know you've got all things under control. God, right now I know that there are a lot of middle school students who are just kind of living their life, and right now they're in with their families a lot more, and they're kind of in this in-between world of just following to follow and having ideas on how to lead and make their own decisions in their own life with their own style of hair and clothes and friends and all those different things. And God, would you just help them in the middle of that? God, would you help them understand that they have been placed in the middle for a reason, and it's that they can continue to learn, but also begin to learn how to make some of their own decisions. God, this is a great place to be, because you don't want to be in a place. God, I know kids don't want to be in a place from never having to make decisions and then all of a sudden having to make all the big ones. God, you have created this season for a reason. And God, instead of them having fights and foes and restrictions during this season, God, would you help them to have friends? And God, would you help them to make the wise, right decisions during these times and to learn and grow from this. God, we do pray for the doctors, nurses, EMS, all of those things. God, would you keep them safe? Would you give them wisdom? God, our politicians who are making some big decisions on staying at home or not staying at home. God, would you give them wisdom? God, would we finish this stay-at-home stuff just at the right time? God, not too early, not too late. God, would it be at the right time? God, would you give wisdom to those leading all the different things with school, with Collier County and with the private schools? God, would you give them wisdom as they got to make decisions on going back, not going back, and all of those things? God, would you help them with that? God, we do pray that we all stay safe, we all stay well, and God, would you continue to help us in that time? God, we love you. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, guys, appreciate you. Love you, and we'll be back next Wednesday. But hey, Tuesday, we also do a Bible study at 3 o'clock, so you can hop online live on Tuesday at 3 o'clock. I do a quick little Bible study as well. And make sure on Saturday night, Sunday morning, Easter, you tune in 10 minutes early so that you can see Pastor Andy and I in the pre-show. We have a good time there as well. All right, appreciate you guys. Have a great time, and peace.